What's up, party people? I actually almost just went live instead of recording. What's happening? What's going on? It is Monday, March 17th, 2025. And you know what? I got no excuses. It's been a couple weeks since you've seen me. The first week, we were sick. We were sick. Whole family was sick. I actually came out to the office. I came out here. We put the kids to bed. I came out here, sat down, literally pressed record, and looked down at my phone and fell asleep while it was recording. I almost didn't post this. Became I did not post this. I may show it to you later, but I literally fell asleep at my computer. Woke up about 2 hours later, took my ass to sleep, and I said, you know what? Not this week. But we're back. We're back. Let's see here. What's happened between now and then? I can't even go back that far. I've talked about a lot of stuff. I've pressed record, but I just wasn't happy with it, if I'm being honest with you. I know I said this was going to be like a one take show, but to be honest with you, I mailed it in. The past 2 weeks, I've recorded an episode just when I kind of had some free time. And, you know, in weeks past, I did some sort of show prep. I actually wrote stuff down on my phone, took some notes, and I had something to talk about. And the last 2 weeks, I didn't write anything down. I got lazy, I got stagnant, and then I wasn't happy with the product. I was not happy with the end product. And I know I said I was going to do this every week, but if I'm mailing it in, I don't feel like the people that are tuning in for 30 minutes deserve that version of myself. And here we are today. Again, I didn't write a damn thing down. I'm sorry. But I'm not going to mail it in this episode because I know exactly where I want to go. It's been an interesting couple of weeks. A lot has happened at work. A lot has happened at home. A lot has happened in the country. I filmed an episode about politics and I said, absolutely not. I don't want to get political. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. And when you talk about religion and politics, that's where things get interesting. You know what? Now that I think about it, I probably should post it because I said I didn't care what people thought about the, things swirling in my head. And I honestly don't. I just don't want to make anybody mad. That's the people pleaser inside of me. But let me ask you one question. This randomly popped in my head the other day. We got DJT as president. Welcome back, I guess. And Elon Musk, I got no bad things to say about Elon. Other than the fact, I've never seen his children. I have never seen his children until recently. And it's like, it's Lil X, it's cool, like, cool name, I guess. But I have never seen that child before in my life. And I'm on the internet all the time. And he just came out of nowhere. Those of you who know me, you probably see my kids all the time on social media. I post about them. I talk about them. Y'all probably know what my kids look like. I never knew Elon had a child as young as me until like a month ago. That's crazy. But this past weekend got a chance to get away from my kids, and it was fantastic. I love my children. They probably saved my life, if I'm being honest with you. They have given me a purpose and direction. But as set by example, literally tonight at dinner, sometimes my kids go fucking ham. I don't know what it is. I think there's a point in every kid's day where they just get so juiced up and they just start going buck wild. Maybe that's not the case. Maybe that's only my children. I'm just going to say I hope it's everybody's kids because at dinner tonight, our children were just having like 3 different conversations at once. Me and Savannah are trying to figure out what we're going to do for our 2-year-old's birthday coming up. I've got a 2-year-old child. I have helped keep a little human alive for 2 years. and we're gonna celebrate her birthday, and she doesn't care. She doesn't care. We're eating pasta tonight, noodles, and she's throwing shit in the floor and spilling her cup. And you gotta love on the kids, but I'll be damned if they just don't rattle your cage sometime. And that's just me being honest. Me being honest. So me and Savannah got a chance to sneak away to the Las Vegas of the South, aka Branson. And it was great. It was great. I actually got invited to go to a wedding of a guy who met me on YouTube. He moved to Arkansas a couple years ago. He's a DJ. Mike Romero. Good dude. Good dude. Beautiful ceremony. That was honestly the first time in probably 6-7 years that I went to a wedding and had zero obligations. I'm not there to MC. I don't have to provide audio. I'm there to witness two people starting something new. And it was incredible. I found myself having bits of, I'm not going to say panic, but moments of frustration that probably nobody ever knew. Let me just back up. Walk in the venue. Venue's nice. We drove 3.5 hours to get there. We left our house at 10, got to the hotel around 1:30. Took a quick shower, changed, got to the venue because the wedding started at 3:30. Let me stop there. Wedding invitation said 3:30. Wedding actually started at 4, thinking I'm sitting out there with my wife outside. It's a beautiful day. A little chilly, but otherwise beautiful day. And we're having good conversation. And I'm not going to say we were in a rush to get there. We got to the venue at like 3:17, walked right outside and sat down. And when we got there, we were like we were 3 and 4. 1 and 2 walked in before us, and we sat down. We're like, dude, this wedding starts in 14 minutes, and there is nobody here. And then, like, the feeling in my stomach starts to churn, and I'm thinking back on the days where I was working these weddings, and it's like, man, I hate this for this couple. They've paid all this money for the venue, all the money for catering and dresses and tuxes, and they got people 2 hours away at what's considered a destination wedding. If you're living in Arkansas, Branson is definitely destination, which is kind of sad. But, all of the things start swirling around in my head. I'm thinking back to pre-calls that I had with brides, and they told me they were going to have 250 people there, and 45 people show up. And it sucks. I've seen it happen too many times. But when we got there, the feelings started to churn. And then 3:30 gets there. And it's like, man, this thing isn't starting on time. I hope there's not some sort of problem in the background. Thinking back to the days when I was working every weekend. Long story long, the wedding actually started at 4. I don't know if it was because people were late to arrive or they were having problems. I don't know. I wasn't working, but, the invitation said 3:30. We were on time. And if you're early, you're on time. I'll leave it there. Ceremony kicks off. And again, I haven't been to a wedding where I didn't have any obligations in so long. I'm critiquing everything. And I'm just like, it's just like when I go to a concert now. I'll walk in and I'm looking around and I'm, looking at the PA and the lights and the video, and I've got questions, and I'm talking to Savannah, who probably doesn't care, but I'm just critiquing stuff. He was using a couple, the DJ they hired, I don't even know who it was. He was using a couple Bose speakers. Cable placement, I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. Good quality sound. It sounded good. Prelude music sounded fine. It was fine. Preacher walks out, and then, the bridal party proceeds. Parents, bridal party starts, And then the groom comes out and he's got this like lip sync thing playing. It's cool. It's cool. I think it may have gone on. You know, he's professing his love. Let me not be a dick, but it may have went on probably 30 seconds too long. It made me uncomfortable, but again, I'm an uncomfortable guy. There is no way in hell that I would do what he did. And he did, I'm not going to say he made a fool out of himself. He was poking fun at the date. And I would have been a nervous wreck. He was also a nervous wreck. It's cool to see young love be nervous because marriage is the hardest thing I have ever done. You should be nervous. You should be because it's big. It's big. Anyway, wedding goes off without a hitch. I say that backing up again. Let's go back to critiquing stuff. Groom walks out, does his lip sync thing. We're getting ready, and they've got a microphone on the groom. And the entire time, his lip sync thing is done. Bride's about to come out. Mic comes on, and I can like hear the rustle. He's got a beard, and I couldn't quite place where the mic was, but I think it may have been on his lapel, maybe. But you just start to hear the rustling of the microphone, and then he starts talking and it's cutting in and out and no one else had a clue. This was like an eye-opener for me. It made me uncomfortable. And when we get done with the day, I asked Savannah, so what'd you think about the wedding? Anything stand out? And she's talking about the flowers and the dress. And they had like this guess the dress thing that we filled out before the bride walked down. That was cool. Everything was cool. And I had to like say, oh, so you didn't, like the microphone didn't bother you? And then she's like, oh, yeah, she had already completely forgot about it. And for the past 3-4 hours, that's all I could focus on. And I guarantee you, 8.5 out of 10 people are just like my wife. Now, that's not to say that you shouldn't give your best effort, DJs that may be watching this. You should absolutely get good mics that aren't going to drop out and sound good and crystal clear and all of that. Sometimes people just don't care. People just don't care. They don't notice. You're your own worst critic, but like everyone else in that room, with the exception of maybe one or two other known DJs there, I bet you no one else was the wiser. And that just, it's interesting. It's interesting. I was at work, but not at work. And it was interesting. Anyway, let's fast forward to the reception. The reception was cool. They went out and took their pictures. They had popcorn machines and drinks and a caricature artist. I may go get that. I may go get that. Hold on. Check this out. They had caricature artists. And this is the most fun I've had in a long time. I almost cried when he turned this picture around and I saw my ugly mug with my lovely bride. It was incredible. Had a good time. They come out, do their first dance. You got a couple dudes that don't know what they're doing with the Nimbus. I'm not supposed to be at work, but I just can't help it. I can't help it. And again, no one else was the wiser. It's only like 3 people out of 60, 80 people. But anyway, they do their first dance. They cut the cake. They go through the formalities. And I had a great time. And it was just, it was me and Savannah. Like especially since we've had children. Me and Savannah, my wife, for those of you who don't know, me and her probably have had, I hate to say this out loud because it's probably not good, but we've probably had 10 childless nights. I say that's probably stretching it. Since we've had kids, and our kids will be 5 and 2 this year, we've had less than 10 childless nights. And just to go up there and know that everything's taken care of and we're getting out of town and we're letting our hair down and we're at a wedding of people that we know, but we don't really know. We made the best out of the situation. We had good conversation and we got this. Finished all the formalities and I look at her and she looks at me. The party just kicks off. Everybody's, we don't know anybody else there. I know 2 other people there because they're DJs, but other than that, we know no one. We ate dinner alone. I think there was 8 to 10 people at the table or chairs at the table. It was us by ourselves. The family was clicked up and it was good people watching with my wife. I forget how much I enjoy sitting around and just talking about people interactions with Savannah. It was a great time. And there came a point in the night, it was early. I don't think the wedding ended, wedding started at 4. We were out of there about 7:30. But I look at her and she looks at me and I'm like, come on, dude, let's get out of here. And we left. Went back to the hotel. Those of you that have been to Branson, I would say it's like the Timu version of Gatlinburg, or I don't know, some mid-minor touristy town. And we were staying right on the strip at the Hilton. We go back to the hotel, get changed, and then just go outside and enjoy a nice eat. I take that back. I bought a cowboy hat that looks incredible. And she bought some candy and we're just enjoying each other's company. It was nice. Night ended early. We're sitting in bed drinking Jones cream soda and watching Men in Black 3, which is a terrible movie. It's terrible. I got to take my car. Any car guy driving through the hills, sunroof open, she's asleep, and I've got my favorite music playing, and I'm in a fast car and I'm enjoying myself and the windows are down and it started off great. And for the first time in a long time, it ended great. We were just up there for maybe 36 hours. Definitely not 2 days. Day and a half. We wake up, we get some breakfast. We stop by the car wash and we're zooming home back to our family. And it was great. Again, I love my kids, but that's probably, I would even say we had a great time. We went to Vegas for our 10-year anniversary last year. Had a great time. We were there for maybe 3 nights, 2 nights, 3 nights, one of them. And I had more fun with Savannah in the past 32 hours, in those 32 hours than I did in 3 whole days. It was great. We talked about a lot of stuff. Politics and religion and business and work and kids and birthday parties. We've got to do that more often. Savannah, if you're watching this, we have to commit to doing that more often. Because I had a great time. I hope she had a great time because this would be super awkward if she didn't. But we get back home. My mom stayed with the kids. She's cleaned the house. Like it smiles all around. With the one exception being, I don't know what it is, but when you get to a certain age, you get used to sleeping on a certain mattress. I thought Hilton would have one of the better choices for mattresses out there. And we both woke up in pain. And I think the first thing we said to each other is, damn, we're getting old. Those beds were trash. That bed was trash. That's the one knock on the entire trip. The beds at the hotel, I say beds, the bed at the hotel was the low light of the trip. Other than that, we had a great time. Got back here, my mom's got the house clean, and you don't even know like how big of a blessing that is. Um, Man, I love my mom, but nobody asked her to clean. But kids are just little fucking messes all the time. All the time. You can pick something up off the floor and 13 seconds later that child does not care. And you can say, "All right, help me pick it up," but you can't be mad at a kid. I did the same stuff. I did the same stuff. But to walk into a house that's clean and kids are smiling and laughing and they've been with Grammy and building memories, it's man, I'm still on like a natural high. It was incredible. It was incredible. And then, Monday comes around and you get just kicked in the teeth because all of that is gone. You've got to, for me, I'm today I was daydreaming about the 24 hours I had in Branson, Missouri. And Monday's here and it's back to work, back to people solving and problem solving. Lots of stuff happening at work. Some of it I can't even talk about because I don't want to get sued, and my attorney has told me not to say too much. My counsel, my guidance of people have told me not to say too much. And boy, do I have a lot to say. Maybe, I don't know, maybe soon. If I get the okay, I'll talk about it in the future, but for the first time ever, I may be in a battle I can't solve, or I may be in I'm not going to say battle. I may be in a situation that I can't figure out myself and I have to hire legal counsel. And that's a first. That's a first. But it's bound to happen. It won't be the last. I can assure you that. By the time I am done running a business, this will not be the last time I am faced with legal woes. I didn't do anything wrong. Nothing's crazy. We're not going bankrupt. I'm not worried. But it's just another, I'm not going to say annoyance. I'm just going to say it's just another unwanted stressor, along with employees, and it's tax time, which means it's a fresh start to the year. Our business is a luxury item, and right now the economy's not great. I've got people wanting more money, and things cost more, and it's Monday. It's Monday. So I'm gonna daydream for the next month about the next time that I can get away with no worries. But until then, I'm gonna put my best foot forward and try to make it through. What else is going on? Business is great. Business is great. I feel like I'm finally at a point to where I think I'm pushing through the ceiling that I'm at, where I'm not necessarily, I'm running my business isn't running me. We had a good weekend, had some good big projects. We got rigging going up over people's heads, like serious involved jobs that 5 years ago, I would even say 2 years ago, there's no chance that I could have stepped away from this business and had it run itself and not get a phone call. Our biggest job of the weekend, I didn't get a single phone call on. I don't know that I got a single phone call all weekend. I'm looking forward to weekends like that, because there has not been many of them the past 10 years. There just hasn't. I feel like I'm not going to say I've got it figured out, because I think if you say that out loud, something's just bound to kick you in the teeth. Something. But for the first time, I can honestly say for the first time, we had a good grossing weekend, and I didn't get a single phone call, not one. And it makes me excited for the future. Because I know if I can step away for a weekend, maybe a month from now, maybe 2 months from now, maybe next quarter, maybe I can step away for 2 days, and then 2 turns to 3. And I've gone on some cruises where I had to turn my phone off, but like it's the jobs that we're doing now compared to even what we were doing 3 or 4 years ago. The things that we can pull off as a team now, pale in comparison to what we used to do. Like I say pale, maybe I've got that reversed, but we're doing some cool shit. And we're doing some cool, dangerous shit that makes most people nervous. And to us, it's starting to become second nature. I really feel like we could be on to something. A couple pieces need to move. But like now, I understand that if you're not contributing to move, I can't have people that dig the status quo. I don't. The more you hire people, the easier and harder it gets. The more you fire people, the easier and the harder it gets. The first time, I can't say that I've ever fired anybody or let somebody go and didn't have months of guilt and shame following that. Wow, I've never told anybody that but my therapist. I can't say and it was always indirectly. I think the first 3 people that I fired, I didn't even I was out of town. I'm not going to say purposely, but I could have handled it better. And now I don't even know how we got on this subject, but if I had to fire somebody today, I would be okay with it, because if I've got to let you go, that means you're not contributing to the success of the organization that I own. And in order for me to have those 24-hour breaks or those 48-hour breaks, and hopefully get to the week-long breaks, 2-week-long breaks. I want to take my wife to Paris or something, and we're going to be gone for 2 weeks. There's no way that if you're not contributing to the team, I don't know why that word is so hard for me to pronounce right now, but there's if you're not pulling your fair share, I don't have a problem saying peace out and let's figure out something else. Now, I talk a big game, and that doesn't mean that the conversation's still not in my head difficult. But I'm getting better day by day because I want to get more of what I just had. It's like a drug. It's like a cigarette. It's like that first drink or that thing that you always remember the first time. And I want more days like what I just had. And that means I got to do better. But now it almost feels like I've got something to do better for. And I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't know. But that's what's in my head. Didn't prepare anything this week, but I had it all laid out. And I feel good.